Everyone, it's another Let's Vote video, and as you can see, I got my ballot in the mail and got another sticker for my I voted collection. I love that we still get stickers even though we don't go to the actual polls. And for the ballot for November 4th, 2025, I have a bunch of voting to do. First, it's about school board districts, and you all know that I live on the south side of the Denver metro area, and so I've got 4 elections for school board members, 4 different positions, and the first one is between this is Kerja Parker versus Matt Smith, right? And Kerja Parker, I look up her website. She's got one that she personally owns herself, and just the bullet points: she's a dedicated mother, licensed clinical social worker, which resonates with me. I'm a different license in the mental health profession, but I respect the hell out of LCSWs. She's a small business owner, and she went to Douglas County Schools herself. And looking at her picture, it looks like she has some physical disadvantages that she's dealing with, and she's overcome them because she's been able to, as it says in her website, she's been able to work at schools as a person with a disability and has firsthand experience in receiving and helping people develop individual education plans, which to me says that she has exactly the kind of background that I would want to see on a school board. So, okay, that's positive, right? Let's look at her opponent, Matt Smith, who unfortunately has the same name as the English actor who plays the Doctor in Doctor Who. So it was hard for me to find his website with just saying Matt Smith. When I put in the school board as well, I got this website called commonsensedcsd.com, and it seems that 4 of the candidates for all 4 of the races that I'm voting on, they've all gotten together and they've decided that they have the same values, and they want to have their bios all on the same website. And so this Common Sense group has some values. But if I'm just looking at Matt Smith, he's got a beard in the same style as mine, worked on it a little bit harder maybe. His hair is a little bit, tighter in his bio photo. But looks like a nice guy. It says at the bottom, my commitment is simple: protect what's working, fix what is broken, and always put students first. When I scrolled down on this website, I got to just the little blurb for Common Sense, the group. It says, we are common sense parents focused on academic excellence, responsible budgeting, and keeping classrooms focused on learning. And to me, that alerted me to maybe there's something more to this group. That's kind of a dog whistle to, keeping classes focused on learning, to me, translates into, let's not teach empathy in school. Let's not teach that other people of other backgrounds exist in school. Let's keep it to reading, writing, and arithmetic. The basics, and not say emotional maturity. And so I'm not really liking this group. And so then they have this issues page, and ooh boy, first row, the first thing is academic excellence and career and technical education. You know, they want to focus on job skills for real jobs. Okay. And then the next issue they have is protect girls' sports and privacy, which they say means no biological boys in girls' competitions or facilities. So I know exactly who this group is now, right? And I disagree with them on that, and I want for people who are trans to be respected and not discriminated against, and so not getting with this whole group of people here. They say fiscal responsibility and transparency, and I know now looking at this being a conservative group, that probably means that they're all for those liberal teachers in the public schools getting paid less and less. And they say that they want wise stewardship of your money and redirect resources to classrooms, not bureaucracy. But when that gets put into practice, I'm sure that means drain more funds out of public schools and make those public school teachers get paid even less, and try to give kids school vouchers so that alternative ed schools that don't have as much oversight as far as the curriculum being heavily influenced by religion can thrive, you know. So no, I don't like this group at all. When they say local voices and community values, off their website they say, we will listen to our community and resist one-size-fits-all mandates from Denver or Washington that don't reflect what our families want. Which to me translates to, we want to make sure that we can keep hating in this little bubble that we've been able to wrest control over, and so we want to keep the hate alive here, and all these mandates from outside that are, you know, those newfangled things like equality and you know, diversity. We don't want any of that shit. You know, we want to be able to keep our community in its traditional hatred of people not like us. So, yeah, I don't like this group at all. No. Nope. Yeah, Kerja Parker, she gets my vote. And let's see, next was Keaton Gamble versus Tony Ryan. Keaton Gamble from the Common Sense website. That's where his profile is. So I know all I need to know about him. And Tony Ryan, he is a practicing attorney who used to, for his undergrad degree, he got a Bachelor in Arts and Theater, and he used to teach performing arts in classrooms and camps. So I get a feel for who he is. Mostly, it's the slogan where he says, Tony Ryan, deeply rooted in community, deeply committed to all students. And this is not like when someone says Black Lives Matter and then somebody retorts, all lives matter. This is actually a good use of the word all, where I can tell that he means all students, in opposition to his competitors from the Common Sense website, who would only be benefiting certain students, you know. And so when he says all, I do think that it means pro-diversity. And so, yeah, he gets my vote. Next one is Deborah Kramer versus Clark Callahan. Deborah D.D. Kramer is on the Common Sense website, so I know where she stands on things. And Clark Callahan, I look at his website. He also owns his own website. He's not being backed by some big interests, and he used to run an alternative high school in Denver. And he helped turn that thing around. And when I think about the kind of students he had to work with at an alternative high school, I kind of get the feel of where he's coming from. I think his messaging really is something that maybe other people from the other side of the aisle could actually also get with. He's not as blatant in his opposition as far as contrasting the common sense people, but I think it just looks like a competent person, and that's enough of a contrast for the common sense website people. So Clark Callahan's getting my vote on this one. The next one is Kelly Densler versus Stephen Vale. And Kelly Densler, I'm looking at her website, and she is a career educator, and she taught AP courses. And she says she has experienced the real challenges facing schools: staff shortages, low pay, learning gaps, and pressure on teachers to do more with less. And when I read that, I was like, okay, she gets my vote. Like, I can tell right where she stands. Her competitor, Stephen Vale, on the Common Sense website. And so I know where his values are. So yeah, that's how I voted with those. It makes it really easy on me when all of the hateful people decide to get together on the same website and, pool their resources or get outside backing into one website that says exactly who they are. It says on Stephen Vale's profile on the Common Sense thing that he wants to expand school choice, which means vouchers, which helps people not go to public school, which takes funds away from the public schools and, gives funds to the kind of schools where there's less oversight over the curriculum, so that they can shoehorn in traditional religious values. That's it. I'm not for that. So right there on his profile, not apart from the values page, the issues page of the whole website, on his profile that I imagine he might have written himself, he also puts protect girls' sports and families deserve transparency. Means hateful parents should have the ability to hover and control what teachers are teaching in the classroom, and put a lot of pressure on teachers as if they don't have a lot of pressure already. So yeah. Whew. And so yeah, just on the school board level, it's really a deep dive into a rabbit hole of politics, for sure. Funny thing is, none of them are going to have a D or an R next to their name as far as when you vote for them, right? On the ballot, they don't have D's or R's, but you can tell that maybe it would make it easier to understand where they're coming from if they did. You actually have to look up their website. All right, so next is an actual statewide ballot proposition, and this is Proposition LL that I voted yes for, that says, can we keep the money that we raised with some taxes over and above what we said we were trying to raise, in order to keep spending money on school meals, healthy meals for all program. And I'm like, yeah, sure, spend money on school meals, that's good. And then the next one is, can we raise some more money for school meals, and if we raise any extra, can we just dump it into SNAP? And I'm like, okay. Within the larger context of SNAP facing a lot of cuts from other angles in the budget, I'm okay with finding a different way of putting some money in there. But basically, where they want to do it is anyone who makes $300,000 or more is going to get an extra $486 of tax to pay for this program. And anybody who makes $299 or $299,999 or less will pay zero more for this. So most people I know are not paid for this. It's just a tax on the rich to pay for school lunches. So yes to that. The next was some hyper-local things to me in the actual town that I'm in. One was revisions to the town charter about if the mayor or somebody from the town council takes another job, holds another position politically, then they got to be replaced right away. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And there's like 3 questions that are like different parts of the town charter to amend for that. And I'm going to say that makes sense, that you should like be able to hold the mayor position and the town councilman position and then run for another office and hold all these offices at the same time. We want people to be able to concentrate on one job at a time, so I get that. So I voted yes on that. The next is, shall the same town's charter remove this Board of Adjustment and Appeals, which they want to be able to make all of the decisions about, say, zoning regulations with the town council. Basically to keep this town looking the way it's looked forever and never have things like affordable housing projects go up in the town. We want only rich people housing projects. And so they don't want any sort of outside avenues for a developer to be able to get a variance on what they want as far as the look of the town. And so I voted no against that. I think they still should have to go through this appeals process with the Board of Adjustments and Appeals that they created in the town charter originally. And I think I'm probably going to be outvoted on that. And so, yeah, the town is just going to look bougie forever. Okay. The second ballot question that is separate from the other sort of structural town questions, it says, shall the Home Rule Charter be amended to repeal this section on contracts with other governmental entities? And I voted no on this because when I looked into it, basically it means they don't want to announce to the public with an ordinance that they can vote on that they want to change contracts with other governments or make new ones in order to, say, share information with government entities like ICE. They want to be able to vote on that in just one session when they happen to convene and notice that there's nobody in attendance to, take notes or scream about what they're doing. And they want to be able to, comply to the authoritarian movement in our government. So, for example. So, yeah, I voted no on that, and I'll probably be outvoted on that in the town that I'm in, on the south side of the Denver metro area. And so, yeah, great stuff to look forward to. I imagine they're probably going to vote to be part of the flock camera system so that people fleeing other states where abortion is illegal, if they come to the Denver area looking for one, then they can still be tracked through the traffic cameras and be harassed, even though we have a state where women's reproductive rights are still intact. Those states that have removed them have been harassing people who go to the states where they're intact and trying to, do one last effort of like sending a police health and welfare check to harass someone and say, hey, we know what you're doing. Maybe think about this guy back in the state that you fled so that you could get away from him. Think about his say in what's going on with your hoo-ha, So yeah, no, I don't like the idea of, in particular, my little town having that sort of power, because I know of the existing influences that are purveying the town being such that they would love for that technology to be used in that way. So, no. I voted no on that ballot measure. And lastly, there was one about raising taxes to pay for the fire department, which I'm going to say I voted yes for. And I do believe that the fire department needs to be well funded, especially when we have all these wildfires that happen every year because of, climate change, right? Which they're just worried about their rich bougie houses going up in flames, which I get, because the wildfires spread. And so we need to have a lot of protection. So I voted to raise taxes on that to pay for better fire department. But I do have this sinking feeling that anything that is money apportioned for the fire department will also be mismanaged so that it also pays for things like general dispatch. And so if 911 is being manned for fire departments, it's also being manned for police and paramedics and whatnot. But so then the police can take money out of their budget for the dispatch people and put it more towards militarizing the police. So I am skeptical that the money will actually be used for what I earmarked it for by voting yes on this. But I do think we need better fire departments, even better police departments and paramedics and whatnot. But, knowing the south side of Denver and the conservative part of town that I live in, I'm pretty sure, although it looks appealing so that a liberal person will vote for it, it's probably got some, conservative machinations as to how they're going to use the money to free up funds somewhere else so that they can buy more armored Humvees to police us better. So I'm hoping that it only gets used towards what they say that it's going to be used towards, but I'm always thinking that it's only earmarking funds is only as good as when you don't think of things as being one big pot of gold, and if you're putting money towards one thing, it frees up the rest of the pot of the gold to go to the other things. So yeah, that's how I voted. Just got to mail it off before November 4th, and we will see how those elections went. I might have been voting for the underdog on almost everything I voted for this time around. So we'll see.